Our next inductee is an individual who achieved greatness in her chosen profession and in every profession that she has chosen since, through dedication, through intelligence, through a relentless work ethic, and through some amazing God-given ability. And the only person up here who is one of my former broadcast partners. Please watch the screens.
Longtime North Texas resident Nancy Lieberman is one of the true pioneers of women's basketball. Lady Magic was the first pick in the 1980 Women's Professional Basketball League draft by the Dallas Diamonds. Lieberman led a quick turnaround for the Diamonds, who improved from 7-28 the previous season to a 27-9 record with a trip to the league finals before losing a close series to the Nebraska Wranglers. A two-time Wade Trophy winner in college, she led Old Dominion to AIAW National Championships in 1979 and 1980, and was a three-time Kodak All-American. Lieberman received the Broderick Cup in 1980 as the nation's top female athlete. Lieberman became the first woman to play in a men's professional league when she signed with the Springfield Fame of the United States Basketball League in 1986. In 1997, the 38-year-old Lieberman played in the first WNBA season with the Phoenix Mercury. The following year, she joined the Washington Generals on a world tour with the Harlem Globetrotters. In 2009, Lieberman became the first woman to coach a men's professional basketball team, the Texas Legends of the NBA Developmental League. She made history again in 2015, becoming only the second female to ever serve as an assistant NBA coach, when she signed on with the Sacramento Kings. A member of the National Basketball Hall of Fame and the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, Nancy Lieberman continues to lead the way, right into the shining halls of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame.
I want to thank the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for this recognition, and I'm just honored to be a part of the 2019 class. It's an absolute honor and a privilege. But I do want to set a couple things straight before I get talking. First of all, I had 6 different hairstyles in that video. I'm just trying to keep up with the times, and when I look at some of the footage I've never seen before, which is crazy, but I will say this. You see me today, 2019, as this shined up, kind of, I hate to say it, 60-year-old woman. Well, this is participation. This is your part to say you don't look 60, Nancy.
You don't look 60.
Okay. So I look back and I think, you guys don't really know much about me. I know this because you don't know that football was my first sport at 8 years old, growing up in New York playing in sandlot football. I came from a poor family. I had no father, I had no food, I had no heat, I had no electricity. All I had was sports. And I remember going into a thrift shop, Jason, with my mom when I was little, and I was a New York Jets fan. And there was this New York Jets lamp, but it was a football helmet. So I asked my mom if I could buy it, and it was like 75 cents, and we did. They were having tryouts for the football team in my neighborhood, so I needed equipment. So when I got home, I took a scissor, and I cut the wires, and I unscrewed the base, and I took my New York Jets plastic helmet, and I put towels in it, and I took duct tape, and that was my chin strap. So I went to football practice that day in Far Rockaway, and I was running back kicks at the time, and this guy hit me so hard in my stomach, and my head went back, and my helmet split in half. I was so upset because the helmet was hanging, but the tape stayed. So I went home. I went home to my mom's house, and I walk in the kitchen, and I was so upset. And she looks at me, she goes, my mother's like this, she talks like she's from New York, this little Jewish lady, how are ya? And she goes, Nancy, what did you do to the lamp? I go, it's not a lamp, It's a helmet, and I needed it to play football, and all the towels fell out of my helmet, and this is all I have left. I was so embarrassed when my helmet broke. So I was smart, and I went to baseball. So I went to play on a baseball team. I was a starting shortstop for this PAL team, and they wouldn't insure me at 9 years old because I was a girl. At 10, I'm walking in my kitchen, and I see this man on the screen, and he says, "I'm the greatest of all times. I beat Joe Frazier like I beat George Foreman, like I beat Sonny Liston back in 1964. I'm too pretty not to be the champion of the world. I am the greatest of all times." I go, "That's who I want to be. I want to be that man." And my mom says, "Honey, you can't be a 30-year-old black man." I said, "I don't care what you say. I'm going to be just like him because that's who I want to be." So I fell in love with this man named Muhammad Ali when I was 10 years old. And every single day of my life, in my head, you have to see it, say it to be it. That's what, every day I would say, I'm going to be the greatest of all time. Little did I know that the man I fell in love with, who guided me without even knowing me, helped influence me. And I did, when people said I couldn't make the Olympic team when I was in high school, I had already seen myself bending over and having that medal put around my head. I go to Old Dominion on a college scholarship because I couldn't have gotten there without one. And we win back-to-back national championships. See, I needed sports more than sports needed me. I was a broken kid hiding behind just the talent that I had. But the one thing that I was not afraid. And there's so many people in life who don't go for what they want because they see failure and they don't see success. On a fateful day in December of 1979, I was asked to make an appearance at the New York Stock Exchange. It was a fundraiser for the Olympic Committee. Going up there, and I felt good about myself. I'm with my mom, my best friend Barbara, and I asked the man, I said, "Who's the other celebrity or athlete?" And they said, "Oh, we're going in the green room." I said, "Well, who is it?" And he says, "It's Muhammad Ali." I couldn't breathe that day in New York because I was about to walk into a door that had my man who changed my life. And I saw that guy when the door opened, and it was never the same. He called me over, and he says, "Your mom says you're the greatest of all times." And I said, "Nah, I'm just, And I said, "Yeah, I am." And he goes, "There's two of us?" I said, "Yeah, and I hit people too." He goes, "You can't hit people." I said, "You do." He goes, "I get paid to hit people. You can't hit people." Apparently, I didn't have conflict resolution at that time. He said to me, "There'll never be a day that I'm not in your life." And to the day we buried my friend, my mentor, the man that I deeply miss and love, Muhammad Ali, he taught me some great lessons in life, and I would not be standing here as a part of this amazing inductee class. He taught me to respect everybody and to fear nobody. He told me that I could be whatever I wanted to be in life, but I had to believe in me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is inside of me. And you have to learn to love you to be what you want to be in life. I am supposed to be here today with these men and with Maureen's family. I'm not afraid to coach in the NBA. I'm not afraid to play at 38 or 50. I'm not afraid to coach in the Big Three, and I'm not afraid to win. Ice Cube, my boss, isn't that awesome that my boss is Ice Cube? My boss asked me after we won the Big Three championship in August, he texted me one night and he says, "Nancy, were you ever afraid?" And I said, "Sir, I'm never afraid when somebody gives me opportunity. I'm only afraid when you don't." The greatest thing we can give each other is a chance. I know that I look different than everybody in my locker room. I know that people look at me or profile me and say, women can't do this or women can't do that. We can do anything we want. We have to be so open-minded to giving people opportunity even though they don't look like us. And if we lead with love and we lead with kindness and we lead with a heart to give, there's two people in this world. There's givers and there's takers. I'd rather think that I'm on the side of giving. And Muhammad Ali said, he's given me so much. He's given me so much. But he says, service to others is the rent you pay for your time here on earth. What can I do for you? How can I help you? What is it that you need? That's what I want to be. Those highlights were really nice, but that's who I was. The person I am today is a mother to my son TJ, a philanthropist, and a basketball coach. I'm going to continue to lead with love and kindness. I'm going to set the tone and don't let my stilettos think that there's any weakness in them, okay? I am a competitor, I'm an athlete, but I'm someone who has been blessed beyond recognition. I am a victor, I am not a victim of where I came from. And I got here in 1980, I was 22 years old, and I was a broken little kid. And Texas, the city of Dallas, you guys put your wing over me, and you took a young kid with talent and you developed me into a woman that's caring and can understand other situations. I am honored and I'm privileged to stand before you today because there's so many deserving people who should be in this Hall of Fame, and the fact that you chose me, I will never forget that. And I just want to thank everybody here. I would like to thank my friends, Louis and Ala, Dustin, Kelly, Carla, and Tracy for coming out here, for supporting me. And I'm just really proud to be here. I will be back. If you ask me, I will return. And I am really proud for you. This is a big moment for you. And I know that it's going to take a lot. And there's going to be some focus, and there's going to be days that you're like, oh man, my body hurts. But this community needs you, the NFL needs you, and the Dallas Cowboys need you, and I'm so happy that you're back. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.